Today I give Martin not one, not two, not three. I give Martin 30 queens. Can Martin beat Mikhail Tal up 30 queens? Let's see the game. In the first game, Mikhail Tal choose to play knight to h3, just protecting this pawn near the king. But for surprisingly, Martin found mate with queen take e2, bishop take, queen take, queen take, queen take, checkmate. He found mate in 3. And I think the reason behind this, the king is too weak. Even the 250 engine find that. So I gave Mikhail Tal 4 pawns in front of king to make it more secure. Thus, Mikhail Tal started the game with c3, just protecting, nothing else. And now it is just impossible to directly break through to the king. That's why Martin just take the pawn on g3 and hung a queen. But this is okay, because you have 30 queen, you can sacrifice every queen for the pawn and the pieces. You still get some queen to checkmate the Mikhail Tal. But remember, he just 250 and Mikhail Tal is 2705. I think Mikhail Tal can win this game easily. But the game proceed is not taking the queen either way. And instead he just developed the knight to a3. Knight a3 is just what that move serves. Attacks the queen, and also if you wonder if you can take, but it is just a checkmate. After some more checks, it is just checkmate. So that's why Mikhail Tal doesn't take queen like with the pawn on f5. But even though doesn't take with the edge because you just hung the rook, that's why he just developed the knights in the corner of the board. Queen to b3, just offering a queen of trade and also hanging a queen with a pawn, so you can take with a pawn. But the next queen is not going to be hanging. That's what Mikhail said, just protect the queen and say no queen trade. Knight to c2. Now you can sacrifice the queen for the knight because you have too much queen, but not at all. Queen c d4. 2 queen are hanging, and now Martin hang another queen on d4. You can take like this, you can take like this, and even though you can take with the knight as well. But Tal doesn't take any of the queen and play f4, attacking the e5 queen. Now 4 queens are hanging on the board. Can Martin save all of them? Absolutely not. Queen at g4, involving another queen into an attack. Is he going to sacrifice on g2 and demolish Mikhail Tal? H take g3. Now I think Mikhail Tal feels some pressure. Now he takes the queen, hanging the rook. You take the queen. Now Mikhail Tal rook are hanging. Martin sees that and doesn't take the rook at all and just moves the queen that is on b5 to 1 square c5. If you can explain this, I don't know. But rook see the queen, queen see the rook, and Mikhail Tal see also that, all of that, and just take the queen. And still Martin doesn't take the rook, and instead he play queen b5. What is this? He just moved the queen b5 to c5 and replace the queen with the queen on b6. So can't you just play the move this, and this is a similar position and you get one chance, Martin? But he doesn't play that because he know better than all of us. That's why he just hung another queen. And now you can take, literally you can take the rook with a lots of queens. Martin say enough is enough. Now I'm going to take your rook. And now Martin is up 215 points of material. And Mikhail Tal lose the rook. A takes b3, another rook hanging. Is Martin going to see that? Absolutely fucking not. Queen to h5, just retreating back one move. If he play queen to g4, I'm going to close this. Because I think he's going to play that move b4, just forking 2 queens, and your rook is also hanging. But this time because that doesn't take the queen with the rook. I don't know why. eg5. Okay, so the idea of going back is just to involving this queen that is hanging on e5. Now it's hanging on g5. You can take like this. But Mikhail Tal is not taking the materials. I don't know why, and just develop knight to f3 attacks two queens that already hanging. And maybe the idea is just to prevent queen take this pawn. And now, but the idea that's open is just queen to h1 and sack the queen and checkmate the king. Is that going to happen or not? Is that going to happen or not? Not at all. Queen d c4, preventing the queen taking from 2 knight and just hanging on c4. And now you can take with this pawn, but Mikhail Tal takes the queen that is on the c5 and a takes c5. The pawn can take in with 1, 2, 3, 4 ways. He just come with the queen that is in the corner and just come up with that idea. And the rook is still hanging. Rook is still hanging completely free. e4. What e4 do? I think he just want to play knight to e3. That makes sense. Queen c8. What? Isn't that you just come up a takes c5 and you just going back? Oh, my mistake. I just come up with the wrong queen and now you're just going back. What is it? And now rook a3. So maybe the idea is just take and maybe take with the knight and maybe take with the pawn. Queen g7, h6, knight develops and attacked multiple queens. Martin is not using his queen and now Martin is up 198 points of material. Queen ba4 and now it's just offering a trade. You can trade but you have just one queen. That's why rook take queen and not even taking back with either of the queen. 1, 2, 3, 4 you cannot take, but that is just protecting this queen as well. Not taking with 3 queens, that is attacking. And just move the queen, one move backward. I think Martin is just putting queens to just restart the game. I don't know. Rook takes c4. Now we have some great fun. And now queen can take the rook, right? Queen. There are a lot of queen that attacks the rook. Queen c6 to b6. Just moving away. You just move the queen. And now rook attacking this queen. What are you going to do that? Knight to e5. Putting another knight into the position. And now multiple queens are harmed. And wow, Martin suddenly realized he can sacrifice the queen for the pieces. And after what? Is that the move correct? So Mikhail Tal doesn't take the queen back and instead move the rook to b4. Is Mikhail Tal also malfunction or something? The 2 queens hanging, bro. What are you doing? I don't know. B take. And now Martin. Look at this. Martin making progress. He sacked the queen for the knight and now sacked the queen for the rook because he knew he gets some queens. Not some. It is many queens. And I think Mikhail Tal just playing like a Martin. Not even taking the queen back. I don't know what he's thinking. And queen a5. If it now just supporting. Support system is too good. And f3. Just f3. 2 queens hanging on the king side. 1 queen hanging on a queen side. But you lose this queen because you just get a trade. I think Mikhail Tal just doesn't want to trade his queen. Queen e c5 is just saving the queen. Now 1 queen is saved, so you can make this queen move taking this pawn. It's a check, so king has to move. Can Martin see that? g4. You're late. But now queen, these checks are so good. You have to give a check. You see a check, you give a check. Martin is not going into that all of. Queen to a1. You can take this. I think he's going to take like this. If you take the bishop, I think queen take is going to happen. And then queen a2 is forcing queen trade. That's what Martin have in that mind. But king to f2, just saving the king. Queen ab6, e3, supporting everything in the position. h1 is just now. I think the time has come. Martin going to sacrifice the queen for the bishop. Queen to d1, queen back to d1, just protecting the bishop or something else. Queen h2, and I think the idea is just to sack. Bro, sacrifice. You winning. You have too much queens. And pawn take queen. Now queen take pawn. And just b3. You can take like with the thousands of queen. You have just, what is this move? Queen just move backward. Queen d6 c7. What is this move? What is this, man? What is you have? You have checks. You can take pieces, and you're just moving your queen in front of your king. What you're going to do? You're resetting or what? A queen to e1, moving queen one square. I think Mikhail Tal is also learning something from Martin. Queen at, what is this? You just move the queen to e7 to empty the space for the queen that is just active near the king, and just going back with that. I think we are guys, we are just setting up for the next game. We are just setting up for the next game. King to e2, just saving the king from any checks. Queen just go back to s. What we are doing? And we are going to meet in the third game, I think. Martin is saying. Martin is going to play the third game. Queen to h4. I think it's completely free. You can take it's like 1, 2, 3. You can take 3 ways. It's completely free. Not backing up with anything. I don't know. Mikhail Tal malfunction or what. And not even just attacking the queen. That is just attack with the 3 queens, and now he just moved the queen from g7 to h6 to attack a queen that is attacked 3 times. But we are not angry. We are not angry on Martin because Martin play like that. That's how Martin's style. Queen back to f2. I think Mikhail Tal just mouse slip the queen to h4 and just will realize that queen is angry. Just come back with the queen. Queen a5, and now bishop to b2, just protecting the pawn. The idea maybe is just to sacrifice, but just queen to e5, c take b4. Now we take the queen, and 2 queens hanging. Yes, you can take both of them. You can take even with the queen on b7, but not at all. And now just moving the queen 1 square back. I don't know. Martin knows the queen can move diagonally and like the rook, but he's just moving the queen 1 square every time. g5, attacking 2 queens, but it's a completely free pawn. Is Martin going to see that? Not at all. Just move the queen 1 square. I don't know for what. And now not even Mikhail Tal just don't even take any of the queen and hung the bishop. Is Martin going to take the bishop? Not at all. I think they both just want to lose. They are just both want to lose, and I don't know what they are doing. But bishop come back to b2, and now we have the we save the bishop, going back to the f6, and now the pawn can take, and not at all. He takes the queen that is not hanging on a5 for literally, I don't know, more than 5 moves, 6 moves. He takes g5, and now Martin realized the pawn is not attacking any queens. That is just a hanging pawn, and now that security near the king is going to fall apart soon or later. g4 just preventing apocalypse. Not at all. Here comes e5, king to e1. I think Mikhail Tal just not finding any more moves. Queen b4, attacking 2 crucial thing in the position. Maybe the idea you can sag and win the game, but bishop to c3, blocking everything. Now this pawn is not free, but you can sack the queen and you can take this pawn, and then you have the checkmate like 50 ways. But Martin just take the bishop. He takes the bishop because he knew after pawn take queen. What? After pawn take queen, the most obvious move is queen take pawn. It's a check. It's a check. And we find that. We can find that. Normal people can find that. Martin is built different. He is a sigma male. He doesn't take the pawn. He just move the queen one square back. King to d1, escaping the check, but the pawn is still hanging completely free. Queen takes c3. Now Martin is looking for checkmating the Mikhail Tal. I think Mikhail Tal is going to lose. King to e2. There are several checks you can give. You can give this check as well. Queen a6. This pawn is too weak. How are you going to protect this? Not. What is this? Bro, this is just a checkmate. This is just a checkmate threat. Because king move forward and you just take this pawn with a check, because now then it's a checkmate. But I think Martin is thinking something else and just come up with the idea of making a battery. And I think checkmating like on e1 or maybe d2. Mikhail Tal just want to save the game. f4, attacking the queen. Queen h4. And now everything in the position is going to collapse. What Mikhail Tal have now? Mikhail Tal can't move the queen. That is just hanging. So f5. It is just a waiting move. Mikhail Tal saying, I am going to checkmate, but I have to move something because it's my turn. We are not playing Ludo. So, queen take d3 check. Martin find queen take d3 checks. Even this queen is great because after king move to f3, queen take f1 check. Mate, what is this? You cannot take with this queen. This is just pinned, and every square near the king is just filled. And Martin win against Mikhail Tal. And I thinking Mikhail Tal can win this game easily, but why he lose? Because he calculate like an engine. If we play Martin, we know we can take any stuff he's not going to take back. But Mikhail Tal calculate and evaluate every move. That's why he lose, because he just ignore many time taking many queens. So that's it for today. If you like the video, click on the subscribe button, and I'm going to meet you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.